Hello, good evening, and welcome. We are live at Suarez HQ, and just want to welcome you all along to this evening's live paint stream, wherever you are in the world. I'll do some hellos very shortly. And yes, we're in some trying times, ladies and gents, but we're all home nice and safe and sound, I hope, waiting for some entertainment. I'm really pleased that you've tuned in this evening. So without further ado, we'll get on with things. We'll roll some credits, and when we come back, we'll do some hellos. Roll VT. Hey, right, there you are. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, young and old, one and all. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. And we do send our wishes out to everybody and hope that everyone is doing okay. So, before we obviously start, I just want to actually, yes, I'm on the stool, not because I'm resting my legs or anything, but I think I'm going to need it. Have a quick look behind me. We've changed the layout slightly this evening. For those of you that have seen the broadcast before, you'll know we have cameras in certain angles, but we've had a bit of a play around this evening. Hurrah! So we'll come on to that in a little while, but we're going to be doing something a little bit different tonight, so we've just changed the setup slightly. Okay. Like I said, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Please do share the stream if you think anyone's sat at home and are bored of watching repeats of Game of Thrones on Netflix. Then please do suggest to them, by all means, that they should come and tune in for an hour and watch two crazy people give up their evening in the pursuit of entertainment and artistic brilliance. Any sharing is gratefully received, so thank you if you do feel that this is worthy of doing that. Thank you. Okay, so yes, like I said, tonight we're going to be doing something a little bit different. It's mural week, always trying to come up with different subject matter each time that we do this. So I'll explain more about that as we go along. Before we do the hellos, and it's all gone really... yes, there's a lot going on, so we're going to say some hellos in a couple of minutes. I just want to let you know about what's happening on Friday. Friday we're going to do a live question and answer session. Not quite sure where from. Hopefully it'll be from here. And it's going to be both Adi and myself in front of the camera, so we're going to be answering your questions. So we're going to be answering your questions this Friday live from 4 p.m. GMT. So London time, 4 p.m. Okay, now it's already on, queued up on the live stream, so if you're subscribed, you'll get a little notification come to you when we start streaming live. But I'm going to post that onto social media this week. And if you're at all curious about anything that we do, you want to ask us questions, we'll literally be sat here answering them live for you on Friday. So if there's anybody you know who you think might want to get some information or join in on that, please do let them know. Share the link. The more that watch, the better. Let's have some fun. For once, there aren't going to be any masks on, so I'll be able to talk to you like a real boy. So that's hopefully what we're going to do on Friday. So there we go. Right. So before we go into this evening's painting, which is just coming up, let's have a little look on the chat and see where we're at. Okay, Tanya Woodford is here, Denise Weeks is here, John Zapata. Hello, good evening. I know you were tuned in from an early time this evening. And Ian Holmes here, Patty Nelson, Artfish42, Art by Mina is here. Okay, hi, how are you doing? Nice to hear from you. Formerly Rod Line is here, as long as it's not from a hospital, it can be from anywhere. Yes, let's keep our fingers crossed. Shannon Collins is new. Shannon, greetings. I hope you find this evening informative and full of good and happy, joyous things. That's the whole point. So, but it's very nice to see you here, so thank you very much for tuning in. Tracy Haregrove is here. And who else have we got? Third Eye Open is here. Excellent. Carrie Shocker is here. Hasn't left the house in 2 weeks. Blimey. Jack Nelson is here. Antonia Payan is here. Folia Deux. Hi everyone from a Canadian in Portugal. Good evening. Zane's here. He got up at 4 a.m. New Zealand time. How committed can I be? Very, very. The Moody Artist is here. The Lawnmower Man and Company, hello. Thanks for dropping us some comments on YouTube this week. Penny Kent is here. Hi guys. The Rita's here. Hi from New York. Hope you guys are doing out there. Sherilyn Angel is here. Avril Spencer is here. Hello everyone. Funny Fox has joined us. Good evening. George has had no nap and is well annoyed. Oh dear. Naomi and Wendy is here. Zachary Hart. Let's get this party started. Oh, you must have read my mind, Zach. Okay. Asks me for Plink Fluffy Unicorn song. Sadly, we can't play that, George, for copyright reasons. Unfortunately. Yes, YouTube gave us a slap on the wrist last week for that. Nelson is here. From Brazil. Hi Nelson, how are you? Henry the Artist is here. Hello good sir, good evening to you sir. We're all terribly polite with each other. Andreas is here from British Columbia, Maple Ridge. Good evening to you my friend, thank you so much for tuning in. Is this the first time Andreas? I really hope you enjoy it if it is. Brilliant. Okay, and Tracy, okay. She suggested it for a friend who is in a lot of pain from fibromyalgia. I do understand what that's like. John saying, Noose Miller's here, he made it from Indianapolis. Hi Noose, how you doing? Hope you're all keeping well. This is so nice. Thank you so much everyone for tuning in. Right, okay, shall I tell you what we're going to do this evening? Right, so, okay, I want to introduce you to this bit of canvas that we've got here. Now, I've actually mounted it on my dry wipe board, as you can see. So AD and I this afternoon have been constructing this, and I was going to do it on pre-stretch canvas, and I have to apologise. It's not on pre-stretch. We changed it at the last minute, but it is still a nice, reasonable sized canvas. Doesn't look too big, does it, from over on that camera? But if we change to, let's change to the PTZ, buddy. Let's change to this camera. Hello, everyone. You're going to get quite an interesting view from there as we progress throughout the evening. I'm going to start moving over here. So anyway, hello onto that camera. Let's go onto the overhead camera, which we've changed just slightly. Hello, overhead cam. So normally that's right above me there, but we've changed it over and zip-tied it to the beams to try and give you some more of an idea of what's going on here. And finally, let's say hello to chest cam this evening. Hello, chest cam. Chest cam is in a slightly more upright position. So we'll give that some adjustment this evening as I'm doing some weird and wonderful stuff on the canvas. Now, for those of you who are new here, you may very well be not used to the fact that on the floor, as you can see all this wonderful stuff on the floor, all the paint, I normally paint flat on the floor. Check out the other live stream events and you'll see virtually everything is done flat on the floor. However, this evening we're changing it just slightly, and I'm going on a slightly angled surface because, as I said before, this is a mural week. So I got influenced a long time ago, as I reach for some paint over here, by an artist called Jackson Pollock, very early on in the career, and he did something in the 40s called mural, which is this gigantic 25-foot long thing he did in somebody's apartment in New York. And the first time I saw it, I fell in love with it. And I've done 3 or 4 of these over the years. Not a lot. And tonight I want to have a go at another one. I don't know if I'm going to finish it tonight, if I'm honest, ladies and gents, but we'll have a go. So I'm going to try and talk you through what I'm going to do and how I'm doing it. And we're going to make some mess. Mess is always good. Right, okay, so I've got some paint ready to go. I can just about get my brush in. I think AD needs to pop the extractor on when he can. I'll give you a couple of other shout-outs. Sherilyn, who else have we got here? The Moody Artist. And Terry Sierra is here, keeping spirits up across the globe. Excellent. Fantastic. Right. Oh, Tim Burgess is here. Bit late, but he's here. Okay, fantastic. And Tanya's dog is snoring his head off at the moment. Fantastic. And the Moody Artist, you've got your cup of tea too. Fantastic. Right. I think, ladies and gents, we're all ready to go. Extractors on, all the cameras work, we've got audio, I can't smell any paint, which is always a bonus. Shall we get started? Let's do this. Okay, I will. Oh, Atelier Linty, yay, made it. Wondering what you'll be doing. Paul Rhodes is here. Hi, Paul. Fantastic. Has there been a winner yet for the giveaway? Oh, no. Everybody, if you've been following this since Christmas, we've been trying to give a painting away by drawing from a competition we ran on YouTube, believe it or not, on the 18th of December. Still haven't managed to locate a winner. So I think next week, AD says it's his. Next week we'll draw again. Should we do that? Next week we're going to draw, see if we can find another winner for the painting. Good Lord, this is crazy. Right then, ladies and gents, let's go for it. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get some shapes onto the canvas. So let's start over here, shall we? Right, so let's just get this on. Now I'm going to have to try and figure out what I'm going to say to you guys, because I've never done this and had to talk at the same time. But what I'm trying to do here is just, how do I describe this? Not make a mess. I want a basic kind of layout as to where I'm going to start building my shapes. Now, I did pop out on social media early in the week a few images of a couple of these mural paintings I've done before. I think I've only done probably 4 in 10 years. And one of the reasons is because they take quite a bit of time to do, so there's only so far I think we're going to get possibly on tonight's broadcast. It just depends how eager you are to stay and watch, or how long I can sustain doing it, really. Make sure I don't run into anything. But in all honesty, I want to just try and get as far as I can, really. But we're going to be using proper brushes tonight. When do I ever use brushes? I never use brushes. But tonight we're going to go for it, and I'm going to work quite quickly through this. And if you've got technical questions, please get them asked, because I'm trying to answer as many as I can as we go along. So this is quite an oversized piece of canvas that I'm using. So this is 240 centimeters wide. It actually does wrap around the edges a little bit, if I'm honest. It'll have a finished size of 225 centimeters when it's done, and be around about 100 centimeters to 110 tall. So a reasonable size. I mean, in the sizes that I normally work, this is probably getting on for the slightly larger end, but certainly not the biggest by any means. Right. So Zane's asking about the paint. Let me tell you, no, actually what this is enamel paint, because I paint exclusively with enamel paint. And actually I have to thin it down a little bit, because it has different properties when I'm applying it with a brush, and because I need it to do certain things this evening, I'm oh sorry, he's just corrected that to enamel, yes. So yes, it's all exactly the same, but I am just swapping it out. I'm just thinning it down quite a lot tonight, and I'm going to be using some quite small brushes. In fact, if we go on to chest cam for a second, buddy, chest cam, you can see here. So I've got some brushes laid out, so I'm going to get the main applications on with the 3-inch, and then I'm going to go in with 1-inch, and then I've got some makeup brushes. Don't ask, it's not important. And I might be using some sponges as well, which we cut up a few weeks ago. Okay, fantastic. So I want to try and keep this really light for you today, ladies and gents. What I mean by that is I don't want to start going down the whole darkness route, and what I want to do is actually just make this nice and happy, Let's see if we can raise the mood a little bit around the globe. So Andreas is asking, do I paint to music, and mentioning Tubular Bells. I must say Mike Oldfield's seminal classic is one of my all-time favourites. In fact, when was it? Yesterday, I think AD and I were just talking about Tubular Bells yesterday. How bizarre is that? So yes, I do paint a lot to music, but not obviously on a live broadcast. If I come in here to sort of switch off and either paint a commission for a client or something like that, then yes is the answer, and of all kinds. But I don't think I've ever done it to Tubular Bells, so maybe my music streaming will have to get something added to its playlist by Mr. Oldfield. Right, okay, but good question. So what I really want to do, I mean, at the moment it literally is, it's just paint strokes, that's all it is. I need to cover volumes of canvas, but already now what I want to do is to try and form some basic shapes. That's all I really want to do at the moment. So where I've got the red already, I'm now just starting to outline those by going either one side or the other, and then I'm just going to bring some light swoops in. So Rita, yes, they are quite small brushes, yeah. The small brushes will come in handy when I'm starting to put in some of the detailing. Now, I'm going to be trying to keep this as liquid as I can this evening because I want to try and get the paints to start blending with one another, especially when I go in with the white. Difficulty is with enamel paints, even though they take a while to dry, they can skin over and become pretty unworkable in quite a short space of time. So I'm going to have to work reasonably quickly. In fact, this is probably one of the most more physical, even though I'm not bending and stretching, you know, as much on the floor. It's going to be one of those paintings where I'm going to have to physically work quite hard, because if the paint starts to dry when I don't want it to dry, then I'm going to be in a bit of trouble and I won't be able to start moving things where I need them to move. Okay, where are my lights? Where are my lights? Probably there. I'm going to have to step back a second, guys. Just bear with me. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. I'm going to do one more colour as a pinning colour with the 3-inch brushes. Okay. So let's get the green away. I'm just going to speak to AD a sec because he asked me another question somebody else asked. What was the other question you asked, dude? Oh, why the makeup brushes? Yeah, just because they were in here. I don't know where they actually came from, to be fair. Did you get them? Oh, AD told me he got them. I see, I'd even forgotten that. Terrible. Yeah, Lawnmower Man and Company. Yes, we're definitely making it happy, like the flowers on the trees. Absolutely. So Andreas is suggesting yellow next. Well, that's a good one, Andreas. To be honest, more the light colours. So what we're talking there is we're talking that we're going to get the yellows and the whites and the creams. They're going to be the accent colours, which are going to form a little bit later on. Okay, so yes, but we will be doing that. We will be doing that. Right, where's my thinner's gone? So Atelier Linty says, good question, do I have a specific inspiration for this one? No, not really, because it's really weird. I don't even know if you want to hear this or whether this is just tedious or boring, but with all these, all I'm doing really, apart from trying to make everything balanced, is just work on with little shapes, and that's it really. It's just about shapes. They look a little bit like sort of teardrops after a while. Can't really explain it more than that. No, it's just the beauty of moving paint around at the moment. So that's kind of what I'm working towards now. With this third and final application, I'm not too worried what it looks like. I just would need to fill up some canvas, and I'm just going to sort of bring in these, I suppose you'd call them little S shapes really. I just want to kind of get a volume of paint on, because a lot of this is going to get blended out. As I said to you, I just don't know if I can get it all done sort of, you know, in time. I'll try my best anyway. You'll see me probably staying after hours and finishing it off, much to AD's dismay, because we're in the same car, in my car today, so he's like, no, I want to go home, just another half an hour. Anyway, right, so there we go. Now I can extend the life of the paint out if I want to, and I've got some chemicals which will basically just forms a mist over the top which prevents the air from curing it, so I can extend the life of it. So if I do get into trouble with the paint drying too quickly, I can always give it a spray with this stuff and it will stop it from, it'll just extend the life of the paint a little bit. Who said they look like Christmas gummy worms? Nana Maya, goodness me, got Christmas on them. It just feel a bit like Christmas, doesn't it? Quiet on the roads and all that. Feels like Christmas Day. So Jack Nelson, very good question. Does the thinners change the gloss properties? Yes, it does actually, yeah, to a certain extent. Not a huge amount, to be fair, but yes. So the more thinners I put in, the more matte the paint becomes. So I do have quite a bit of express control with that. So you know, the more I thin the paint, I've got to realise that it will take some of the medium away the more it's watered down. So yeah, good question. Okay, so it just looks like a load of snakes at the moment, gummy snakes. Right, fine. Okay. So who was that asking about shapes? Antonia, what's your favourite shape? Circles? Definitely circles. There's something very complete about circles, you know, no beginning, no end, and just this effortlessly beautiful lines. Oh, just love circles. So Tracy asks, what time is it here? Oh, 10 to 8. 10 to 8, 7:51. Hope that answers your PM, obviously. Right, okay, so we got the 3 basic underpinnings on. We're covering probably 80 to 90% of the canvas. Happy days. So now let's get some colours on. Bearing in mind, I need to leave some of the lighter colours for later. So I think what I'm going to do now... Oh, bless you, George. George is mesmerised. Excellent. Hello, good evening, George. Hope you're well. Hope you're being good. Right, okay, so we're on corner cam. Now we're on the all cameras. Great, so now you can see all 4 cameras at once. I'll try and be still. So I'm going to go in now, my lovely friends, with the 1-inch brushes. Nothing special about these. As he drops the tin on the floor. Right, so I'm now not thinning down. So let's go in. So I want to try and... So I'm going in with some greens to begin with. So let's see if we can get some shapes going here. So I just want some roughly defined circles going on. So, have I ever used rubber scrapers and whatnot? Yeah, I use those kind of all the time. I've used sponge rubber brushes. Don't know if I've used rubber brushes. Silicone scrapers, yes, definitely. They tend to wrinkle quite badly. Okay, so I'm going into like sort of trying to define some of these colour areas now with some wisps. So Andreas asks if I've done any pour painting. What, you mean like all those thousands and millions on YouTube? Well, I do tend to pour stuff out of containers, but I'm not sure if you'd call that a pour painting, so I'd have to say no actually, because I don't think that qualifies. Possibly, if that's what you're actually meaning. If it isn't, my apologies. If you want to have a look at the website, by all means tell me what you think. If you think they're pour paintings, I'm not quite sure with a lot of the genres how you'd necessarily classify or quantify them. I'd like to think they probably stand on their own merit. It'd be nice if some of them do, but anyway. Right, so this is good. So I want to now just use this colour as to quickly define... Oh dear, George, are you misbehaving? That's not good. Alright. Okay. Remember, there's lots more of the live stream videos available, ladies and gents, if you haven't seen them. If you're at all got any more time on your hands in the coming days and weeks, then this has been repeated, I think, 19 times already. Believe it or not. Oh, have we been together a long time, haven't we, ladies and gents? Yeah. So Derek says, do I allow the canvas to inform my process? Well, I think as a creative, you have to... Oh, that's a good bit there. You have to let what you're doing kind of talk back to you, because if you can't feel whether something is right or wrong as a result of it, I think you're going to end up making some mistakes that you probably don't want to correct or can't. Okay, so yeah, what we doing there? Not too bad at the moment. We're just moving one way and the other at the moment, and we're going to have a little look at the chat in a minute. And then as I move now in with the colours, I'm going to start refining all this. So you can see now I've come down to a smaller brush. So with each colour that goes on, I'm going to be doing the same sort of thing. So I want to define more of these shapes. Obviously, as we've already said, try and keep it liquid, because as we keep moving through it, we're going to get a lot of the blending coming in, and that's where you get some of these really gorgeous colours start to appear, where you get multiple layers starting to blend in with each other. The only thing I've got to be so careful of with enamel paint is avoiding the brown sludge moment, which is sadly unavoidable if you start working the paint too much. There we go, that's a good one there. Okay, so I'm going to step back. That's that one done. We're going to have a little look now on the chest cam before we go on to chat. Can't believe nearly half an hour's gone. Okay, so that's good. Right, so let's have a little look at some of the comments. Okay, what do we got? Jennifer Flynn, what kind of paint is this? Will you varnish when finished? Thank you so much for sharing. Hi from Las Vegas, Nevada. This is enamel paint. It's a little bit different from oil paint. Although it is an oil-based coating, it's an industrial coating which contains a resin. So that resin is a benzene derivative, and it contains a ceramic pigment and then some hardeners. That's essentially what the enamel paint is. So I have to wear a mask because it's very, very toxic in its raw state, but it's fine when it dries 4 to 6 days afterwards. Hope that answers your question. Tracy Haregrove got a deal for a couple of $100 for some canvases. Excellent. Okay, Andrea says it definitely has the Pollock look. Thank you very much. Yeah, I've always loved his mural work. Wendy, are they enamels? Says Wendy. Yes, they are. Cole Miles Arts. Oh, good evening. A bit late to the party. Ooh, orange. Well, hello there. It actually, in real life, is a little terracotta. We're really going to get crazy with the orange a little bit later, Carl, so thank you for joining us. And Noose, coming along nicely. Thrilled that you're using brushes. That's my wheelhouse. Oh, bless you, thank you. Denise says it's getting interesting. Manuela, hi, how are you? Coming along nicely. Thanks for adding some fun in our day. 4 hours behind. Can't wait to see it back later. Damien Herrera. Oil, that's the medium. I knew it, but wasn't sure. Cool. Okay, that's fine. Right, okay, a little bit of a catch up there. Let's get on with the next colour, my fabulous friends. So now we need to ramp the colour up a little bit. So we're going to start on the blue end of the spectrum now. Who's up for a bit of Suarez blue? Should we do it?
Yay!
Let's do it.
Do it! Just do it! Yesterday, you said tomorrow. So just do it! Make your dreams come true! Nothing is impossible! No, what are you waiting for? Do it! Just do it! Yes, you can!
Right, we are doing it. We're doing it. Let's get some Suarez blue on, shall we? Now, this is going to be quite interesting, though. I mean, these. Although I've got a plan for the shapes in my head. I'm just reacting to colours literally as I go. So there we go. So was that Shannon, was it, mate? So Shannon, yeah, great comment about how we prevent the cracking. Well, we've developed a technique with some chemicals that essentially just stop that from happening, and we can keep the paint pretty much flexible throughout its entire lifetime. Now, we've never revealed how we do that, and in fact the paint manufacturers have told us several times over that shouldn't be technically possible, but we've proved them wrong. So yes, with a little bit of with a lot of development work, a lot of trial and error, and a lot of money spent, a lot of wasted cans of paint and canvas, we've found a way to do it. So I hope that answers your question. So it is possible, but it does require some chemical wizardry. Okay, let's get the blue in. Feeling the blue. Anthony, thank you so much. That's very cool. Yeah, it's one of the mainstays. Antonia, sorry, one of the mainstays of what we do here. Love the Suarez blue. It's a colour unique to us, by the way. It's been developed especially for us. So I'm quite content and proud to say that it doesn't exist anywhere else on the planet, and it's got a really nice metallic blue in it. In fact, there's lots of paintings on the site that feature the Suarez blue. So please do go have a look if you get 5 minutes. Tell me what you think. Okay, so now I'm kind of repeating these shapes, but what I'm trying to do now is identify and look for places that I can make additional shapes out of. So let's keep these going. Hopefully you can see that on chest cam. What's always kind of a challenge is to try and preserve what lies through the centre of these as well. So I'm anxious not to completely overdo it with the blue. However, even distribution is the key. And I don't normally talk when I'm doing these. I hope I don't mess things up too bad, or I can at least give you some kind of rough commentary. Yeah, thanks, Damiano. Yeah, that's thanks, Third Eye Open. Yeah, cheers, guys. The blue is really nice. I mean, we're going to be adding splashes of red. We're going to get in with the yellow. We're going to get in with the orange shortly. But I just need to get these on. There's going to have to be black on it at some point. Thanks, Penny. Yeah, bright upbeat colours are good. I think we all just need to embrace some of that. It's been, wherever you are in the world, I hope your day hasn't been too horrendous. We've had a really, really nice sunny day here in the UK, which always helps lift everybody's mood, irrespective of what's going on in the world. So, you know, happy days. So yeah, good. Who was that who asked? Cara, so that was good. Do I sort of act on the fly, or do I have a plan? Well, for whatever you may see or think or have an opinion on, I do have to have a plan before I come in and start painting. However, it's always good to keep that flexible, because I think you need to react as things react, you know. So I've got a bit of, I think the paint was a little bit too loose early doors going on, so I'm trying to re-spread things out now, so inevitably that's going to have an impact on what happens next. So, Formerly Rodline asks, have I ever considered getting an enamel paint made with the blackest of black pigments? Yes, you mean the one that Anish Kapoor decided to buy and not allow anybody else to use? Yeah, well, fortunately there's been another one made now. Quite a story of that online. Yes, I can't remember what the actual black is called, but I have seen it and I am quite aware of it. Would be nice. Yeah, I suppose it's just a list of one of those things to do, isn't it? It's just to get yourself some of this blackest of black pigments and get it mixed. Problem with that though is it's a matte paint, of course, and you know, has to be, otherwise, you know, if it's a reflective surface, it's not going to be the blackest of black, because it'll start reflecting light. So, and not too hot on all the matte finishes, if I'm honest. Anyway, let's not worry about that. But yeah, great question. So thanks for that. Okay, right, so we've got some rough blue on at the moment, which is great. So it's starting to look good. I'm tempted now to go in with some red. Now I've got some red here. It's a brand new can, and I want to get in with the orange. So before I start with the highlight and the finish colours, I think this is going well. I'm really pleased. I was really quite nervous and a little bit sort of anxious about whether I could actually do this on camera, because, as I said to a friend earlier on this week, these are the ones where if I paint them, I like to just switch off and not think about anything. And I'm doing the exact opposite with it. So although it may not look like it, it's a big challenge for me. Oh, look at that! That's lovely. Look at that for a colour red. Beautiful. Can we see that on the chest cam? Look at that. Let's get that bad boy in. Now I'm quite aware about what happens when you start mixing this with things like blue, so I'm going to try and be quite careful now. Obviously gone through things reasonably quickly to this point. So Tanya, do you want to do your own version? Yeah, you go for it. Yeah, why not? If you're inspired to do something, absolutely just have a go, you know, that's the whole point. So Jack's asking, have I seen the Jackson Pollock movie with Ed Harris? It is very, very good, yes, and I believe the actress who plays Lee Krasner won an Oscar for Best Supporting Actress, if I'm correct in my assumptions, but I'm sure you'll correct me if I'm wrong. Right, let's just give you a quick update here, ladies and gents. So this is going back to the early question about, you know, am I planned or am I reacting? Because my paint was a little bit loose earlier on, I need to try and scoop up some of those drips now, so I'm using the red as an excuse, like I need one, to redefine some of these shapes and actually bring some of the drips back out. So I'll be concentrating on these smaller areas just for now, just so I can start and scoop up some of the drips, because this is where it gets quite difficult in a lot of respects. Now I want each colour to shine, but I know that I'm going to have to be forsaking some of that to scoop up some of the drips. At the same time, I still have to keep everything defined, if that makes any sense. So I still need to keep this sort of sense of flow from top to bottom and from the sides sort of going. So let's see what I can do. Hopefully we can pull it off, but I do have some dripping, so I need to be quite cute about that. Make sure I don't mess anything up. Okay. Right, so Tracy Haregrove, that's your comments. Yeah, I completely appreciate that you've got something in your head and you can't translate it into canvas. It does happen a lot, actually. I mean, I don't know really what to say to that. I do get that all the time, and that's when I usually throw things in the bin, because it ultimately just comes down to, well, for me anyway, just practice. You know, I have to keep practicing something until it happens. I mean, you know, sometimes you might not think that, and I would hope that after this amount of time of doing this, that certain things might look as if you know it's falling off a log for me, but I can assure you it's pretty much not the case. You know, I'm always, as Ada will profess to, I'm always working very, very hard to try and perfect things and to try new things. You know, we're always both having ideas all the time, but it can sometimes get incredibly difficult trying to put those into practice. And I think, without getting all prophetic and on the soapbox, you've absolutely got to fail at this, because it's the only way you find ways forward. If it just becomes too easy, I don't think it actually pushes you. If that's right, you've got to have these failures have to happen for you to find all the good stuff. I think it makes everything better. You know, just makes your art better. Anyway, I hope that answers your question. Right, so I know we're on the corner cam now, aren't we? So I'm really trying now to get some of these opposing reds in and trying to cover up some of the drips down at the bottom, which I think we're managing to do. I'm not too worried about the bottom just yet. I've got to try and preserve some of the blue. So we're scooting around the bottoms of the blue here and there, just to try and... Oh, so who's seeing an acid trip jungle appearing? Shannon. Goodness me, Shannon. Yeah, I think you need to stay off the crystal, don't you? You wish. Anyway, right. But yeah, thanks for that. Right, so hopefully we'll be scooping these up before too long, and then we're going to start with some of the lighter colours. So who was it who suggested yellow early on? Was it Noose Miller or Andreas? I'm trying to remember now. I can't remember, sorry if I can't remember. Okay, so we're just quickly... Ada's just going to scroll back, so let's move myself along. Okay, so let's see if we can figure this out. So a little bit of drip still in the middle, but I'm not too worried about that. And as time sort of progresses, we'll start and really see some of these blends start to come out. Alright. He's still looking apparently. Oh, don't worry about it, dude. Right, okay. So I'm starting to feel now I want to get some like egg shapes and, you know, that kind of teardroppy kind of things in. So I'm going to start and manoeuvre some of those shapes in the red, because I know that they're ultimately going to get covered up. And that's fine. So I'm just concentrating on easy regular shapes. Don't know what that looks like on the cameras. It looks pretty crazy out here. As soon as we've scooped these up, ladies and gents, then we'll get onto some of the light colours, and I think we're probably going to go in with yellow next. Can we get a vote for yellow? Yeah, I think it was Andreas, wasn't it? Yeah, thanks. He's just checking, so thanks, mate. Right, so 38 minutes in, not too bad so far. Thank you for your patience. We're on colour number 5 or 6, I think, aren't we? So, Art of the Abstracts is asking, what technique am I using? No idea. Paint and brushes? Is that the one? Forgive me, I'm not technically minded. Not like that, anyway. I don't know what you'd call it, actually. I'm just getting getting the paint on, I guess. 21st century live art technique. I don't know. Nothing else to do on a Wednesday technique? Not sure actually. Anyway, right, so we got some red on. It's starting to brighten things up a little bit now. Yellow has been approved by Ian Holmes. Thank you, sir. Yes, lime green we've had shouts of, so I think we're going to go in with a melon yellow to begin with. Now I'm going to do these straight from the can because I need them to maintain their viscosity. I don't want them any thinner than what we've already got on there now. So Zane says, would I ever use any special sauce or special chemicals on this? No, absolutely not. No, it's absolutely fine as it is. Right, okay, which camera are we on, buddy? Right, shall we start in this corner then? Start to get some yellow on. Okay. Now, apologies if I go quiet now, and this is me concentrating. Concentrating.
Yay!
It's hard work, this. I think I might have to have takeaway on the way back. So, thank you about the music in the intro. It may shock you to believe I composed that. That's one of my own. That was another lifetime ago when I used to do that kind of thing. But yeah, it is an excerpt from a track I created called Into the Dawn. That's about it, really. Used to be into all my electronica and dance music and all that kind of stuff. So, Ian likes the concentration theme tune. Excellent, and news. Good, I thought you. We got AD to thank for that because he'd been adding some sound effects today. So, bless him. That's brilliant. Okay, right. So let's get. We're just start. Do you know I'm in one of those moods where I could carry on all night, and so sorry I'm not talkative at the moment. I'm quite anxious about getting these on because this is going to deform. It's going to define a lot of the forms that are going to follow. This definitely not going to be done in one sitting tonight, I'm afraid. But that's all right. Yeah. So and who was that, buddy? Sorry. Antonia, yeah, how difficult is it to wear the mask and talk at the same time? Very. Yeah, very. It's extremely restrictive in this, and I can't do any more than a couple of hours at a time, not under normal circumstances, let alone when I'm talking. I get physically tired. There's less oxygen in here because of the amount of and volume of air that the extractor takes away. So I'm kind of scuppered before I even start, really. And then the brain power to think about what on earth am I thinking about. I need to convey it to you. I've got AD in my ears. I'm looking at time, comments, trying to manage everything and breathe at the same time. It does get quite tricky. But it's for fun. That's the whole point. And it's different. And no matter about your successes or your failures, it's something you can say that you've done. And I think that's a huge thing. And even more so in these difficult times, we're developing a sense of community between us. And we've said before, and I don't mean to get on my soapbox, but we look forward to this. It's the best time of the week because we've got another family, and it's you guys, and it's brilliant. And we just get to hang out once a week and do crazy stuff and have a go and have a pop at things, and I think it just means a lot, so that's it really. Right, I may again be a little bit quiet now because let's take a step back and have a little look. Okay, so the yellow's lost a little bit of its definition. That's fine, but I think we're gonna be able to bring that back very shortly anyway, because we're going to go in with the big guns next. I'm going to go in with... I'm just thinking actually. I'm tempted to go lime. Oh dear. Did we startle you, Derek, with the millionaire music? Sorry about that. Yeah, yellow is being swallowed a little bit, but that's fine. Andreas, yeah, that's alright. It's okay. I'd probably, yeah, if someone said, would you go over it? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the beauty of this is you can keep going. You know, that was Artfish, you can absolutely keep going. You know, now, as I get into the, like I said, there's no way I'm going to finish it tonight, but, you know, when I start looking at small details and things like that, that's really where you start to lose track of time, but yeah, you just keep going over it. You know, as the paint starts to skin over, I've already got my definition and my lines there, so I can just re-go over it, you know, again. Like I say, I've never done it in this time frame before, I ever got to this point in this time frame, but all I wanted to do was just hopefully, you know, give you all something to a little bit different to look at than it just being on the floor again, and just kind of see how we go. But I mean, this will have some longevity, and it may not be tomorrow, but another day I'll carry on. We might even carry on with it next week and do some of the fine stuff, you know, and who knows, we've just got to play it by ear. Already now I can see, if I just go back to, which camera are we on, dude? Yeah, corner cam please. So over here, I don't know if you can see this felt nice, this kind of like O shape, this egg ovum, you know, sort of, I don't know, seed pod kind of shape, and I'm going to leave that. So in amongst all the swirling S's and all that stuff going around, I'm quite liking that. So I'm defining something there. This centre part here I quite like. So I'm going to make sure there's a very pronounced swoop just there. So that's forming. A little bit of drippage here, but not too worried. So that'll probably see a lot more yellow going on. So that's all right. So I think just for now, that's my yellow done. I'm going to keep the tin open because I need to go back to that. Right, so guys, before we go with some white, and we're at, what time are we at? 46 minutes, fabulous. Let's have a quick look at the comments. Ian Holmes, thank you very much. Hazel Brown, breathing is a good idea. Yeah, absolutely. I'll use that music to one of my videos. I love it. All right, okay, cool. Zane Taylor says it's a bushfire. Fantastic. Well, obviously not fantastic to have a bushfire, obviously. Right, okay, gloves are still holding out pretty good. Happy with that. I'm going to take a quick step back and have a look, because I now need to figure out where I'm going with this. Okay, pretty much got that. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to change my tack a little bit, and I'm going in with some black. Dun dun dun. Okay, so let's have a look. That's that one there. I'm just going to check which black I want.
No, God!
Yeah.
No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Now, interestingly with the black, so let's get back technical for a minute. I'm now going in with the semi-gloss. Which camera, buddy? So we're going to use pieces of sponge now, and I'm going to use a semi-gloss version. So the semi-gloss has got a, what's the word I'm looking for? Begins with a V. Viscosity, yes. Lower, higher? Oh, it's thicker. It's thicker. I've forgotten. So I'm going to start defining some of these areas now in black. So if we go to the PTZ, buddy, let's start this end. And let's get this. This is going to go one or two ways. Right, there we go. How many times, ladies and gents, do we go in with a black and it's like, what's going on? Okay, right. So let's see how we get on with this. Okay, so we're going to get quite a bit of mixing now with some of the other colours, and that's exactly what I want, because if it stands on its own as primaries, it can get a bit like, whoa, that's pretty intense. So I'm very, very happy for this to get mixing with itself, and I'm using my finger, if you can kind of see that there, on the sponge to maneuver around, so I can move fingers back and forth, and because this is a triangle, I can either have a bigger or a lower surface area. So there is some method in the madness of technique here and there. So I'm just switching that between the fingers depending on where and how I want to move the paint. Oh, thank you, Denise, that's really kind of you. We did do London Fashion Week once, you mentioning about fabric, yeah. Using canvas, actually. Top designer who's done stuff for Virgin and Sainsbury's and Lady Gaga got in touch, and he got a collection going on made out of some tartan, and asked if we could do a painting and make it into 2 dresses. So we did, and we opened up London Fashion Week in 2014, which is pretty cool actually. Okay, so the semi-gloss now is helping to secure some of these lines and some of these areas, which I'm happy with. Now these are the ones that are going to get defined in white. Hopefully we will have time to finish off. Is everyone alright on time? How's everybody doing? We all good? No one got to rush off or anything? We all good? Good job Adie's in no hurry, isn't it? Seeing as I'm driving home. So, interestingly now we're getting the black on, I'm kind of replicating some of those strokes that I did when we first started at the top of the broadcast, but now using them in a slightly more defined fashion, which I think is nice. And what a lot of the black is just going to fade away into nothing, which is fine. So I can afford to go fairly liberally on this, and it's helping me define some of these areas. Okay, that's fine. Okay, let's come round there on the red. Ah, so Tracy, so you're getting inspired to with a bit of Japanese calligraphy, are you? I suppose there is an element of that in it. Good. No rush from anyone. We like that. Thank you, my friends. That's brilliant. We could be here a while. Oh dear, I love it. Oh, Anthony's working with clay. Fantastic. Anthony, brilliant. That's great. So you're working in clay. Awesome. Awesome. Loving it. Fantastic, guys. Thank you so much for your support. It's just absolutely brilliant. So, interestingly now, what have we got? What can I tell you? So I'm defining the seed pod shape. So that's being defined. And now I'm just thinking now I can, a bit like branches of trees, I'm going to start, now I'm getting some proper nice definition here. I'm going to bring some more of those seed pods in, those seed pod shapes. See if I can, there we go, look. Into there. Yeah, Zane, the gloves aren't too bad actually tonight. Just trying to keep the paint away from fingers as much as possible. But yeah, they seem to be pretty good tonight. I got a different brand tonight, so I think they're holding up pretty well. Okay, this is good. I'm liking this. The black's giving some nice definition there. Just got to be careful it doesn't flow too much. But being a semi-gloss, that's good. So I am going to turn my attention to some of the semi-glosses now. Really liking some of these shapes. So I think I'm going to start replicating some of these pod kind of things with these delicate kind of ovals. There we go. This is better. Now we're cooking. Now I'm feeling it. Much better. Much better. Now, if you are new here, first of all, can I say a massive thank you for tuning in this evening. You've given up watching Game of Thrones for the 15th time to come and watch some art being created, so we're really grateful. And don't forget, if you're not subscribed to the channel already, please do so. Lots of painting coming out, and in fact I think tomorrow, Friday or Saturday, I've done a video about what it's like to have to spend Christmas on the road delivering art. We've not done a video like that before, showing you about the amount of work it takes to go out and deliver paintings to clients and hang them and install them and all that kind of thing. So We've got a video that should be out certainly by the weekend about our exploits in how we personally deliver and hang art for clients in their own homes, which is quite interesting because you probably don't realise the amount of work that goes into it. So that'll be coming out. So please do give us a subscribe and click on your bell icon so you know when all the new stuff's coming out. We'll really be grateful for that, and thank you as always for all your brilliant support, ladies and gents. Right, okay, so I'm having a little look at that. Shapes are defined quite nicely. Let's go to the end here and just make sure we're treating the sides with a little bit of courtesy and respect. We don't want to anger the sides, no, do we? So I think now switching over from brush to sponge is helping us quite a bit, which I'm really quite pleased about. Just redefine some of these that have moved slightly, and don't forget we've got underpinnings of paint which are also helping the black to move, and I really now need to start some of these shapes, to stop them getting too defined, too mixed up. Yeah, Zane, yeah, that's right. For those of you who don't know, I tweeted and Instagrammed out, I think early start of the week, maybe this Sunday or something, whether we could go for how would you feel if I did a 24-hour broadcast, and I mean, crikey, it's a lot of work doing a couple of hours, guys, to be honest with you. So I would love to do it one day, and I'm sure we could probably do something. But yeah, this is good practice for the what it would be like doing a 24-hour marathon. Can you imagine what I'd get through in 24 hours? Woo! I need a bigger studio. Anyway, okay, going to do a glove change now, and pretty happy with the black. I'm going to keep the black sponge out because I want to go in with the light colours now. So I'm very tempted now to go for a really bright orange in there and a white. I think that could be really quite interesting. So let's get some gloves changed. Time to get the kettle on, everybody, if you want to have a cup of tea. Yeah, I love your ideas there, Zane, about the bushfire relief funds. If you know anyone in Australia who wants to buy it and they can pay for the shipping, do you know what? That's fine, I'll donate it. There you go. I'll donate it. Somebody pay me $10,000, how's that? And shipping, and they can have it. Okay, right, so thank you, Tracy, that's kind. So let's just have a quick look at that, get my bearings. Okay, right. I think we need to lighten this up now. I got earache as well, darn it. Okay. Matt Lloyd, thank you very much, Matt. That's really kind of you. We're making lockdown funky. Zane Taylor likes it. Multi-Revelator says it's looking good. Thank you, guys. Wendy, I'm not going to read that. Wayne Tulliart, lots of Red Bull you need to drink. Yes. Okay, Noose Miller, is sitting alone with his dog. 24 hours. Oh, that's just disappeared off my screen. Denise Weeks, enjoying the demo. Love your fearless approach. I'll still be on paint colour 4, trying not to create mud. I just need to go for it. And these live art shows are inspirational. Thank you so much. Oh, Suvrachunda, hi. How you doing? Nice to see you. Right, okay. I don't know why my ear's hurting so much. Okay. Oh, Hazel, you'd be tempted to put on silver with a brush, dear. Can't have that now, can we? You'd be all over the place. Right, okay, so I'm gonna see if I can find out what I'm gonna put on next. And I need it to be a semi-gloss because I need to hold some of these shapes. So bear with me, guys, I'm just having a little think. Now, what have I got? Now I'm really having to think quite carefully, because these next couple of applications are really going to define what goes on. What do we think? Purple? Not sure. White's, yeah, white, ages in my ears. Yes, mate, white's definitely going to have to go on, but I want to, if I put it on now, it's going to mix too much and it's not going to stay white for very long. Right, I think I'm going to go for a bit of lime green, only because I think it's not too liquid. So let's put a few nuances of this in, and I'm going to use the tiniest of sponges. Here we go. It's not going to go very far, but let's see what the green looks like. And then, oh, that's quite pretty. And then we're going to go with the, I'm going to go in with the white. That's interesting, right. Right. These are going to be quite loose strokes. Nothing too much. Still a little bit liquid. In fact, I've just had a thought actually of something that I want to do. So, oh, it's all coming back. It's all coming back to me now. He loves a bit of meatloaf. Right. Okay, Ed, you need to work quick. Come on, dude. I'll give myself a pep talk because I've just had a bit of a revelationary thought. I just don't know if it's going to work. So let's get these quick lime accents in. I don't want a lot. I just don't want a lot. It's just got to be here and there, hasn't it? Oh gosh, it's getting tense now. Who was that, buddy? Matthew's made it here for a live painting. Well, I think that deserves a round of applause. Matthew's in the house. You made it. Well done, my friend. Well done, and thank you for tuning in. We're just having a bit of fun. Who was that who asked that? Antonia, because can you mix enamels to make new colours? You can. It's not the best, if I'm honest. You're best off getting them at source. Just the way that pigments react to each other, and all pigments have different densities, and the problem with the resin, the base resin tends to coat anything that you stick inside it as a medium. So anything that has a grain size, which of course they'll be measured in microns, the pigments, all tends to get covered up by the base resin. So the more that you add, the more sticky and gloopy and horrible it gets, and you end up losing everything. Right, okay, not doing any more than that. Who was that who said that, Dave? So Tracy says about the model who covered herself in paint and rolled around. Yeah, there was something about that. I just don't remember who that was, I'm afraid. Sorry about that. Could be good, couldn't it? The only problem is doing it in this paint, it's going to burn their skin. They'll be in casualty, and we don't want to put anybody else in there, do we? Right, okay, so on the overhead, great. So just before we go in with the white, we're just going to go in with this sort of duck egg kind of colour, and it's this kind of colour, look, if you can see it. It's like a nice, so this is our kind of introduction into the light colours, and it might look white on the camera, but it isn't. It's kind of this duck egg kind of blue. So we're just redefining all our shapes with this, which is great, and really all this is just a question of just keep doing the same thing. I mean, to me the principles that lie behind the mural is that, you know, we're creating, well, I want to anyway, these regular and repeating shapes, which is great. So I've just got to be quite careful now that I need to get their relative densities fairly even between top and bottom, because it's easy to start at the top and then work your way down and find you've got no damn paint left. So that's quite important. Thanks, Vicky. Timothy Burgess, how do you keep motivated? Well, it's what's the I mean, we do love it, you know. It's a pain in the bum for both of us, but you know, compared to previous lives, we've got so many great memories even already. If it all stopped tomorrow, you know, and I don't regret a second of it. Well, you learn so many skills, you meet so many people, you get to challenge yourself every single day, and even though it's just the most ridiculous amount of hard work, I just can't think of doing anything else. I just simply can't. What else is there? You know, unless maybe I'm a brain surgeon or a fighter pilot. I think the challenges that this presents are so great and so diverse that if you fail to embrace it, you should look for a different career path. But motivation is always difficult. I'm human. We both are. Oh, I've got a double S going there. That's nice. I haven't done that before. So it is. It's ridiculously hard, but the reward is never a financial one. You know, if they're all 50 quid each, actually, I know this sounds stupid, but if I didn't need to earn the money, it just wouldn't bother me at all. But You know, we live in a commercial environment, and both of us need to keep a roof over our head. The pressure is always very, very great. That's just being very real with you. I'm not going to hide it. None of us have got trust funds or pensions. This is it. This is it. It's all we got between us and a cardboard box. So, you know, motivation comes in many forms, Tim. It just depends how badly you want it. And I do what I do. I love what I do. And that's my passion. And I'm trying to spread it out to as many people as possible. And those people that really like it and that get it, you change people's lives. And you put a piece of art on the wall. You know, I'm not going to get all righteous on you, but you put a piece of art on somebody's wall and they burst into tears. How much better does it get than that? You know, and we get that. And that's come from my brain, and someone's paid money to enjoy that experience every day of their lives. It's mind-blowing. It really is. And when you can find that, I think you just don't ever let it go. So motivation comes in many forms, to be honest with you. I'm sure Adi would agree with me. Okay, let's have a little look at that. Right, now we're getting somewhere. Nice, yeah, like that. So let's have a recap here, ladies and gents. So we're just building layers up all the time. This is all about layers and blends. You could probably go on for about another 3 or 4 hours. Hey, we might. Who knows? So thank you all very much for staying with us at this point. We're really, really grateful. This is good. Right, okay, so I'm thinking, so what have we got? A vote for turquoise, a vote for orange. White's going to be one of the last colours I put on, because if we do anything now that affects what this looks like, the white's going to help to redefine it again. So I'm just going to take a moment. Let's have a step back and let's see what we got going on here. Nice. Okay, so let's have a zoom in on the corner camera and have a look. Now what's interesting here, folks, is to how much we've kind of toned down the black, which is really interesting, because I'm sure that when you saw me putting the black on, you must have thought, oh my lord, what is he doing? But in actual fact, we've toned it down an awful lot. And by using the semi-gloss paints, which are of a thicker consistency, we're able to now sort of define some of this in a little bit further, stop it from flowing. So I'm really, this is encouraging. I'm loving this. I don't want to stop at the moment. I've just got to think now where I'm going. Now we have lost the blue, so I tell you what I'm going to do. Having looked at that, I'm going to pick myself out. Oh, hello. What are you? You're a rather gorgeous looking blue. Okay, yeah, we can do that. I'm going with a bright blue. Let's do it. Look what I got there. There isn't a lot. Are we going to do this? Should we do this, guys? Let's do it. Let's do it. Here we go.
Do it! Just do it! Yesterday, you said tomorrow. So just do it! Make your dreams come true! Nothing is impossible. No, what are you waiting for? Do it! Just do it! Yes, you can!
Woohoo! We just did it. Tell you what is missing from here. Purple! I haven't got any purple on yet. Although this is quite subtle, isn't it, for me? Normally my stuff's like, but this is quite subtle. I'm enjoying the subtlety of it. This is good. This is good, dudes. Right, okay. So, formerly Rodline, I think you're asking just about the most difficult question to find an answer for. Is it difficult to make a living as an artist? Not if you're Damien Hirst. It depends how you define difficult. If I define that by the amount of effort that we have to put in, then the answer is yes. But, and I'll say this with my hand on my heart, it entirely depends on what you're setting out to achieve. That is absolutely it. So if you are a creative person, you do this for a living, or you're looking at doing it, you've really, from my experience, got to ask yourself one very fundamental question before you do anything else, and that is, what is it I'm doing this for? Are you trying to earn a living? Are you doing it as a hobby? Are you trying to change the world? what is it you actually want to do. If you can define and be clear about that right from the start, then you've got a way to be able to aim for your success. For AD and I, it was always to earn a living. Well, that was my aim right at the start. I wanted to earn a living as an artist because I discovered it, thought it was pretty cool, thought, right, okay, I got a reasonable degree of intelligence, I know how to work hard, let's see if I can do this. I didn't realise just how hard it was going to be, and I can't express as to whether it's easier doing pet portraits or, you know, still life or whatever it is. I only know one thing, and that's this, and it can be a very unforgiving and very, very tough gig. I mean, a really hard business to be in. It'll take you in and spit you out in a heartbeat. But I was very clear right from the start what I wanted, so it gave me an aim, and having an aim is a very, very important thing. So I hope that kind of answers your question, but it can be very, very hard work. Carway says hi and good dreams. Well, hi, how are you doing? Haven't heard from you before. Which camera are you on, buddy? Let's give you a wave. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. I hope we're managing to entertain a little bit. So the Rita's asking, what colour am I using? Oh God, what does that say? No idea. I think, actually, Rita, it's a Pantone colour. I started using these about a year ago when the pigment guy turned around and says, look, dude, Pantone colours, do you want to have a go? And I'm like, yeah, sweet. So that's, I think, what this is at the moment, one of the Pantone blues. It's not Suarez blue. I'm feeling that might be a little bit too dark at the moment. I'm kind of like, it's almost got a light kind of playful nature with this. There are some dark areas, but actually this is turning into one of those that's all about the blending and the difference in colours and textures and shapes. So I'm at the moment a little bit reluctant to go in with any more of the Suarez blue. So I mean, that all might change. Who was that from, buddy? So Shannon asks, was it what point in my journey am I able to quit thinking of my art as crap and really believe in how good it was right from the start? Now that's going to sound probably quite arrogant, but in actual fact it isn't. No, let me rephrase that. Probably not right from the start. From the start I was like, oh look, I got a paintbrush, this is cool. But it was pretty quickly, within a matter of months, because I was quite frantic on what I was doing. It wasn't very long at all until I was around at Ady's house going, look dude, look what I've done, and he was like, okay. And from there I was just utterly driven by this almost like mania to learn and to do stuff. I'm not sure if there was ever a turning point, but I think from my memory and the way I used to feel about it, it was pretty quick. Pretty quick indeed. It didn't last very long. I turned out a lot of paintings in a very short space of time. Well, in fact, over 5.5 years. I dread to think how many I did, but all these were for me to learn. I either painted over all the, as you say, the crap ones, and learnt what was good and bad. But when I was ready to go for it, I knew that I had something. I really knew I had something, and I've been sustaining a business successfully ever since. Okay. Lawnmower Man, how much are my pieces worth? Go have a look at the website, my friend. www.suarez.co.uk. Obviously Suarez with a W, not like the footballer. Right, we need some yellow. And yeah, so they range from, well, you can buy little ones for a few hundred. They are really tiny though. Do some 500 and 700mm square ones around the 500 to 700 mark. And the big ones are anything from £3,500 up to £12,500, but those are for the very special ones, obviously. So Jerry, is my paint producing fumes? What do you think? Yes is the answer. Yeah, my paint produces 2 hydrocarbons when you open a tin. Because they're air curing, the oxygen inside the air causes a reaction, and it causes the paint to release 2 compounds, one of which is a carcinogen and the other one is denser than air. So in theory, without this on, if I spend too long in here, I can technically suffocate because my lungs won't be able to expel the air quick enough. Bit like argon gas. Okay, how are we doing? We're doing pretty good. So I think probably what I'm going to do, guys, is do 2 more colours and then we'll step back and see how we're doing, because I've got a feeling I'm probably going to have to do a little bit of work on this after we've gone, just to tidy it up, and I don't want to overdo it, you see. So Tracy says, do I ever have texture that kind of raises itself up? Yes, I do, Tracy. Yeah, a lot of them get very textured, especially with the amount of paint that builds up, which I think is where your question was going. Yeah, I can already see it starting to appear on here now, which is pretty good. So Tracy asked how old I was when I started. The grand old age of 38. Yeah, could barely write my own name. Had no idea what any of it did, and I discovered it quite by accident when I was 38 years old. So there you go. And it's kind of been my life ever since. I've been through 6 studios, currently in this one now for about the longest period of time, I think. Started in my bedroom, built a shed in my back garden, had several other small ones since then. Worked 3 jobs at one point just to fuel my habit. Honestly, it's more expensive than drugs, this. So that's it, basically. That's the kind of story. I have got a history and backstory page on the site. So if you want to have a look at that at any point, it does tell exactly what I went through and all the sacrifices that I've had to make. Well, and still do, actually. You know, like. So Stephen says, do I do sketches or approach with an open mind? Actually, I'll tell you what I actually use is an app on my phone, which you can just use your finger to kind of sketch rough shape ideas out. And actually for this one I did have a practice earlier on in the week actually, and just did a few, you know, sweeps of the hand to see what actually am I going to use. I had to test that, you know, the sponges are going to deliver what I wanted to deliver, etc. So that kind of thing. So yeah, like with everything, I think you have to have at least a rough kind of plan. I've been in here before trying to reinvent the wheel and it goes very badly wrong. So a game plan is always a good thing to have. Okay, so we're going to do yellow, and what I'm going to do tonight, guys, is probably finish off with a white just for now, and I'm going to go back to my brushes with that. Okay, because I don't know how many colours we're up to now. This is the thing with like these mural ones, you just keep going over and over until the shapes are developing into what it is that you actually want. You know, we're starting to get there now. This is never going to be an easy or a short process, but hopefully it's one that is a little bit different for you, one that you have found interesting. Well, I hope so anyway. I hope that's the general idea. Actually, I'm just changing tack slightly. I'm just going to check with AD. What time are we on, buddy? How are we all feeling, everyone? We still okay? We've got time for 2 more, have we? Let's go for 2 more. I think we can do this. One thing I haven't got is any purple, so I'm gonna just see if we can pop a few lines of purple in here and there. Just feeling that kind of needs something. There we go. That's nice. Don't forget, if you like this, please do give us a thumbs up. That'll be nice. Okay, this is good. Don't think I'm going to be doing another one of these for a while, so if you have enjoyed it, then please do show your appreciation. Oh, thank you, Tracy. Do I not look much older than 38? Oh, trust me. You should watch some of the other videos. I look older than the Acropolis, I tell you. Yeah, I definitely don't feel 38. So, okay, let's get in here. So, the nice thing about this technique is that you can redefine almost any area just with a couple of swoops or a couple of applications, you know. And I've definitely got some of these nice shapes appearing on the bottom, but for instance, if I want to extend something up or make it into a larger shape, well, then I can. And that's really nice. It's a very fluid kind of technique. I mean, I haven't really spoken too much about that, and I've had my back to you most of the night. I'm so sorry about that. How very rude. So Matt Lloyd, very, very good question. Thanks for that. Did I try other mediums? Yeah, I started with acrylic paint. Got absolutely no idea what else to buy. I went to the range and got stitched up and bought a shed load of paint that I didn't really get on with. And acrylic was all right, but I used to find it dried too quick, and blending was all right, but it's just then you had to varnish it, and I'm like, oh god, this is such a tedious nightmare. I got such a low attention span that I just wanted the quick solution, and it was a friend of mine who said, have you tried enamel paint? And he worked for an industrial supplies company, and he suggested that I get some off him, so I did, and I've never looked back since. Okay, Rod, I'll point out I started when I was 38. I'm now almost 51, so I've been at this for 13 years so far, so it's kind of you, but I'm not 38. I'm definitely gone the big 5-0 last year. So yeah, not quite. I wouldn't want to be 38 again, actually. I'm quite happy where I am. Don't want to turn back. If you could turn back time. So James Holmes, wow, that's a phenomenal question. Well, first of all, thank you very much for your feedback. I do appreciate that. We do try hard to try and make this all-encompassing and as interesting for everybody, no matter whether you're artist, creative, we just really don't care. It's just something to do on a Wednesday. But thank you very much for that. I really do appreciate that. It's difficult to give advice to be able to stand out for anything. I mean, part of the problem with that, James, is the landscape is changing so rapidly across the globe. Even just a few years ago, you could probably get a lot more engagement on social media. But nowadays, people have such a low attention span. We're constantly scrolling and flicking through things. So actually to gain anybody's attention is quite difficult. And I found that over the last few years. We're just going to finish off with white while I try and answer James's question. We'll make this the last colour for the night, ladies and gents. We're going to have a little look. So it's difficult, James. I right from the start wanted to go big because I found that there wasn't that many artists doing stuff on a big scale. So I was quite adamant that I wanted to do different things, but maybe not one different thing, but a series of different things. The paint is very unusual. Most artists won't use it because you have to go to these lengths to operate within the environment where you're using enamel paint. I wanted to go big. There aren't that many people doing really big paintings. Just lots of little things. So I don't know if there is any advice I could give, and please don't take it as being gospel, but I think if you're really going to stand out, you've got to keep reinventing the wheel. You've got to keep trying new things. You've got to really be prepared to experiment and try and find a niche. Do something you're comfortable with. I think that's a really important thing. I'm very comfortable with these paints. Even though it's a major pain to use them, I'm very comfortable with them. So I don't know. It's just a massive question. I'm sorry I don't seem to be able to answer it very well for you. So Matt Lloyd, have I ever tried aerosol spray cans? Yes. And I suck. So that's answered that. I'm terrible with a spray can. Who's asked that? Tracy says, do I have children? No, I don't, Tracy. But Adi does. He's got 4 of them. He's a very busy man. Always a busy man. So Damiana Herrera, what colour don't I like to work with? Green. Not a fan of green. Really not a fan of green. Don't ask me why. I mean, green in nature is fantastic and I love being in the outdoors. But it's just for a reason I can't really explain. I'm just don't get on with it as a colour to paint with. It's weird, isn't it? The lime green's alright, and I started with a bit of green this evening, but I just don't feel green, it just doesn't float my boat. Orange is my favourite colour. Having said that, I've got lots of different colour combinations I can work with. Classics like red, black and white. They're always good fun. And gold, anything with gold in it. Very nice. Don't own any gold, but I do like gold as a colour to work with. Okay. Oh, Damian, you don't like purple? How can you not like purple? Purple's lush. I'm only joking, Oh, and you love green, do you? Bless you. Okay. So, Formula One line, great question. What's more important, painting with a message or something you think is beautiful? Definitely the latter. Quite often, the two do go hand in hand. Well, same message. No, everything's got a story, but that doesn't necessarily mean it carries any gravity, and I don't really think it has to, in my opinion. You know, I put a video out a couple of weeks ago about why I don't think anybody needs art galleries in this day and age, and I really got some proper abuse over that. You know, some really upset people and gallery owners and artists who have used galleries all their life, and that's fine if they want to do that and pay the commissions and do all that kind of stuff. It's absolutely fine. And part of that critique was people saying that I had no message. I didn't have any gravity into the work, and you know, how is it going to be received in the future? And I got a very simple answer to that. The people that buy it love it. So what do you think is going to happen there? They're going to keep it and pass it through the generations. So I've already established my legacy. I don't need it to be in a museum to do that. So I can sit at home quite happily knowing that they'll live on, and I quite like that. But no, to answer your question, Rod, it's definitely led by is something beautiful. I love to look at exquisite things and think, wow, you know, when something is done so well. You know, if it's someone playing if it's a concert pianist at the top of the game, or a contemporary dancer, or someone playing the violin, or you know, a racing driver putting in their fastest lap after, you know, time after time. Anything that's done well and done beautifully, no matter what it is, I think it can be appreciated on its own merit, just for what it is. So I hope that, you know, as time goes on, I can find that in some paintings that I do, and find the things that just stand on their own as being just really, really beautiful things to look at. That's always the goal, really. So legacy, I'll leave that for history to judge me on. Hope that answers your question. So let's do a quick shout out for Temple of Balance, Leanne. She's in Tasmania. Good evening. Is that the furthest away, or is Zane Taylor the furthest away in New Zealand? Is Tasmania a little bit? Forgive me, I wasn't very good at geography at school. Okay. And Sherilyn Angel is from Victoria. Hi guys, thank you so much. It's been real. Actually, you know, I always enjoy painting for everybody. I really do, and like I said before, and it's completely genuine. We love doing this on a Wednesday, and we get such a good high out of it. And thank you, you know, for watching this far. But I have to say, this is one of those. Me personally, I'm really enjoying. I could do this for hours. You know, my feet ache, my back aches, my ears ache. My mask is full of condensation, and my head's pounding, and all the other things. I'm like, and yet I could just carry on and do this all night. Isn't that weird? I'm really in the zone now. God blimey, it's. Okay, right, so let's just finish this off. How are we all doing out there? Is everybody alright? We surviving? Oh, Jack, that's really kind of you, Jack Nelson. Yeah, if you're ever over this way, please do pop in. If you can get to an airport, we'll come and pick you up. How's that? Yeah, it's on video now, so we've got to pick you up when you come over here. But if you do make it over, we'd love to see you. That would be great. But thank you for your kind words. That's great. Alrighty then. So how are we doing? Right. Let's just take a breather for a second. Whoa. Okay. Moody Artist, I understand that feeling. Sherilyn Angel, give us some hearts. Thank you very much. Sabrina, this is great. Hi Sabrina. What have we got? Shannon Collins, looking incredible. Can't believe what you've done in 90 minutes. Well, Shannon, imagine what the next 90 minutes would do. I know, crazy, isn't it? Don't forget, if you're, we might have to do the 24-hour marathon at some point. I'll do one like 50 feet long or something. That could be crazy. Thanks, Les. That's really good. Matthew, thank you very much. Damian Herrera, yeah, thank you. John Zapata. Never a dull moment with you. Do you mean a dull moment? I think you mean a dull moment. Aidy's laughing in my ears now, which is hysterical. Never a dull moment. I love it. You can't make this stuff up, can you? Third Eye Open, thank you very much indeed. Timothy, yeah, 30 minutes away, and when lockdown is over, I plan to visit. Sure, no problem. Right, okay, so let's see how we're doing there. Have we got time for one more colour? I do want to put some red in there, but I don't want it all turn to pink. Oh man, I could just carry on now. This is terrible, isn't it? Terrible. What am I going to do, Ed? Come on, think. Should we do one more colour, guys? What should we do? Should we do one more? What do we think? Shall we?
Do it! Just do it! Yesterday, you said tomorrow. So just do it! Make your dreams come true! Nothing is impossible! No, what are you waiting for? Do it! Just do it! Yes, you can!
Right, okay. How does that look? It's not bad. It's quite light. There's two things we need here, guys. There's two things we need here. Excuse me, I'm going to have to cough. I'm alright. Don't be panic. Right, we need a drop of orange and a drop of black. Alright, let's do black first. Right, two very quick applications, and I promise then I'll let you go. Look, we'll probably still be at 4 this morning. In the morning, rather. Ed, I thought you guys were going. Yeah, I know, but it's hard just to stop. There's a good question, isn't it? When do you know when do you know when to stop? Well, million dollar question that. Right, yeah. Yeah. More blue, yeah, I know. We need more red and need more blue. Yeah, big shout out for AD. You're right. Who said that? Shannon. Yeah, big shout out for AD. Let's give AD a big round of applause. Let's show him some love because he keeps it all going while I'm having the fun on the coal face. Yeah, total legend. We can't do it without him. So yes, and he does. He's feeding all your lovely comments and thoughts into my ear. So we're thank you for that, Shannon. Yes, we mustn't forget. Yeah, he's the legend around here, not me. I'm just the guy that puts on the show. But yeah, he's such an integral part of this, ladies and gents. Lest we forget. Yeah, there's definitely needed a little bit of black, liven it up a bit, and then we're going to definitely, I keep saying I'm going to finish off and I keep painting. I'm so sorry. It's just, I can't, I'm in that keep going mode, these giant swirly things keep going on. Yeah, this is it. I'm feeling this now. I'm finding that place, dudes. This is it. Who knows what might happen next? Lordy. Quick, call the Queen, call the Pope. It's like Ed's been let out into the wild. I don't think we've painted this long, have we, actually? I'm just chatting to AD now. Is this the longest we've done? Guys, thank you. I tell you what, you lot should all have a run of. You're all legends for staying this. Look, it must be way past everybody's bedtime. We might probably have to do a speeded up version of this one at some point and put it out on the stream so that everyone can enjoy it. But they don't have to wait an hour and a half to watch it being done. Oh, brilliant. So, we got some trippy bits at the bottom, as you might have seen, ladies and gents. Now, I don't want you to be too worried or overly concerned by those, because I'm not actually going to use that. That bit will go around the edge of the frame and we'll just tidy it up when it's been stretched. So, there we go. Oh, Loretta, where have you been? So sorry you've missed a lot of the stream. I mean, you'll be able to replay it. I'd say you haven't missed much, but you've missed loads. Sorry. Yes, yeah, I don't know who said that. Yeah, the mood of the painting does change with each colour, doesn't it? I know. Stephen Burrows. Very, very astute, Stephen, you're right. And as soon as I stick it on, what was I going to stick on next? Orange. Oh, you want to see that now when it goes orange. You know? It's got to be orange or red. I'm not sure which one. I think we've got to do orange because there hasn't actually been... There's been a terracotta that's gone on, but nothing that's like, whoa, Ed, what colour is that? So I think that's the one we've got to attack next. And I think I've got one piece of sponge left, so we're really... we're at that sort of ragged edge now. My gloves are failing. Gosh, got to change gloves. Sorry, guys. Oh, this is it. I can feel me getting frantic now. Come on. We're not far away now. We're not far away. Yeah, so this is the second application of black, Loretta. We did a black earlier on, which was quite fun and entertaining. But yeah, you're right, Stephen. It really, really does change its personality with every single paint colour. I did one of these as a live demo about 4 or 5 years ago at a museum in Cheltenham, the Art Museum, and to launch an event. And I was at it literally without saying a word to anyone for 3.5 hours. So just an hour and a half in, I think this is pretty good so far. Okay, now this is fairly liquid, which I've got to be really cute about. Look at that. Good Lord, pass me my sunglasses. Right. Let's see what happens now. And of course, you know what I want to put on next. Flipping red. I'm not going to do every swoop here. I'm just going to do some selective swoops. Just, you know, some suggestions. That's better. It's more like it. Maybe one in the corner. Don't think we need too much more than that. Let's have a step back. Okay, one in the corners. Right, okay, so we're just going to finish off. This is just the bits and bobs now, look, because yeah, we don't want to start covering up what we've already done and going a bit mental, which is always where I tend to end up going because I just can't control what I'm doing. So that's fine. So we'll do the same again now with the red, wherever I left that. And we're just going to pop literally just a couple of selective areas of red. And there we go. Hazel brown special sauce. Yeah, right, whatever. No, we can't put that on. It literally will fall off the canvas. Crazy thing. Oh dear. Right, so we're going to use the other, because I've run out now of this. Let's bring this round. Let's bring this round. And then we might very well have to stop after this. I don't want a lot. Look at that. Oh, thank you, Damiana, that's very kind of you. Yeah, it is very dimensional, to be honest. Oh yeah, so Matt, this is this is just some cut up scouring sponge, you know, that you used to do your washing up with. But we've cut it with some angles. That's better, so we're not covering up too much now. These are just the sort of accents. Fine. Yeah, so just bits of sponge really, mate. That's it. And scribble on the wall. Who's the scribbliest of them all? Very good. Explode 1989. I like it. Yeah, that's great. I'll buy that. I think we've got a new world record, guys, for the amount of time that we've been painting for. Definitely going to have to stop there, I think, before my legs give way. Okay, let's have a look where we're at. Okay, that'll do for now. That'll do for now. We at least have got ourselves something, which is good. I'll probably have to do a little bit of tidying after we've all gone, but don't worry about that. I'm going to leave it at that for now. Oh no, one tiny last bit. I can hear myself going, stop! God damn it! Stop, man! Right, that's where we go. That's where we stop. There! Whew! What a journey we've been on together, ladies and gentlemen. Goodness me. Hour and 40 minutes later. If you've been here from the start, you deserve a medal. Well done, everyone. My goodness. I've so enjoyed that. That's crazy. Woo! Matt Lloyd, Suspicious Eyes. Oh dear, that's quite a controversial name, isn't it? So Noose Miller, thank you all so much. Yeah, Tina Lanning. Hi Tina. Temple of Balance looks great. Thanks guys. Ian Holmes. One more colour. This bit. No, stop it, Ian. Stop it. You bad man. I'll be here all night. Matthew, how long you been at it? Well, as an artist, 13 years. And at this one, 13 years and an hour and a half. Hour and 40. Enjoyed every millisecond, thank you so much. Michelle Greenfield, thank you. Okay, ladies and gents, we hope A, you've enjoyed the whole evening tonight. We hope you've enjoyed the different camera angles. If you've been a new visitor here, thank you so much for your time this evening and for bearing with us. And at whatever point you joined the stream, we're really grateful. Don't forget the Q&A session live Friday, this coming Friday, 4 p.m. GMT, that's London time. We'll be live across YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on your bell icon, then you'll get notified straight away and you won't miss anything. That's the important thing. And guess what? We're going to be back here no matter what, this time next Wednesday, and we'll be doing this all over again with something new and interesting from Suarez HQ. Ladies and gents, thank you for participating. Thank you for asking all the questions. We hope we've been able to provide you with some answers. And as always, your support and your encouragement and your feedback is what we thrive on. So I hope you've enjoyed this evening. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, stay safe. Please come back next week and join us. And in the meantime, on behalf of the legend that is AD and myself, we'd all like to wish you a very, very good evening. Be healthy and well, and we'll see you next Wednesday. Thank you for watching.